How does one follow that?
You just have to do it for seasons.
My name is Hickey. I am honored to be introducing Brian Hickey, my husband and rugby partner, for his induction into the North Bay Hall of Fame. Brian started playing rugby in Ireland at age 11. Over his 50 years of playing, he developed speed, incredible passing, kicking skills, and he perfected his famous Irish jig move, which made him the most elusive player in North Bay has ever seen. He's the one who developed and coached the youth program for over 20 years. He started the high school boys and high school girls pro teams. He twice brought the men's team to Ireland, and we took 3 high school boys teams to Ireland too. The word you hear most when people talk about Brian and rugby is inspiration. He inspires young players by always making practices fun, with scrimmages teaching the game. So they all want to come back, and the love spreads because they keep bringing their friends. He creates a space where children leave the pitch feeling better about themselves than when they arrived. He always makes the learning and the playing fun. He inspires the high school players to play on the men's team. And he spends most of his Fridays making fun phone calls and inspiring the old boys or anyone with 2 legs and a pair of cleats to come out and play one more game. All because he loves it so much. I know he has inspired many of you to continue to play rugby when wives, friends, families say you're just too old. Let me make this clear. This is not Brian Hickey's retirement party. My man has plenty of great games to still play and coaching skills to still pass on. I am so happy to see so many of my beautiful boys, girls, men here. I'm among my family and I'm just so thrilled. But when you see the one that you love the most lit up from the inside, that's a beautiful thing. I see it when he looks at our children, Brianna and Patty Jo, and I see it when he looks at our beautiful granddaughters, Haley and Avery. But I see it when he plays and he watches and he coaches rugby. The other term that you're going to hear about with Brian is hero. Now, he'll blanch at that, but both of the other 2 esteemed inductees tonight mentioned Brian as their personal rugby hero. He will always be mine. I'd like to play a short clip of some of Brian's heroes, and they have a few words for him. Linda has been killing herself all day to get the sound on this, by the way. And she had it. So the first person that you're seeing on that screen, that's a gentleman by the name of Ollie Campbell. He is a world-famous rugby player, and many of our boys who went to Ireland got the chance to meet him. It's quite extraordinary, so let's hope this works.
Really? Call me what at least he still talks. That's the best.
Okay. All right. So I just wanted to say, sorry about that. This was my nightmare that this wouldn't come true. But that is Ollie Campbell. And following that is Brian's Brothers from Ireland, all with special message to him. And I will play that for him privately later. But I am thrilled, and I am delighted, and I am so proud of my wonderful husband and all he has done. I would like to ask one quick thing. If you know Brian, if Brian has inspired you, if you have played with Brian or for Brian, would you please raise your hand?
Like Ellen said, to follow Dave and Scott, beautiful speeches and beautiful sentiments. I'd like firstly to congratulate Dave and Jeff, and it's an honor for me to be inducted alongside you guys. Now Jeff made it pretty clear that I only have 3 minutes.
5 minutes. Wait, hold on. You have 5, she said 3.
I have 3 pages. I remember I was here about 5 years ago and they shut the lights down. So it's not going to happen tonight. I'd like to thank everyone coming for this really happy, special occasion. Special thanks to my amazing, beautiful partner, Ellen, for the wonderful introduction.
Tissues there if you need them.
No, you use that. I'm so proud tonight to have my kids and grandkids here tonight. Bree and her husband Dave, Paddy and his girlfriend Jessica, and my perfect grandchildren Haley and Avery. Now, a few people know this, and I always wanted to receive this award posthumously, but Jeff and Eddie we'll throw on you how to do it. There's an expression, if you can't beat them, join them. And I'll come back to that expression in a minute, the significance of it. I just want to give you the background of my career with North Bay. It's only 2.5 pages, so hang in. By 1998, I'd been coaching my daughter Bree's soccer team. Ellen had been coaching Paddy's soccer team for about 3 or 4 years. I was 37 years old, and I was getting the itch and urge to play rugby again. And I just, in passing, I mentioned this to Ellen. And a few weeks later, she showed me an ad she'd found in the Aegis. She had said, listen, there's a team in Aberdeen looking for rugby players. You should call this guy Marty. Well, I called Marty, and he said, sorry, buddy, the season just ended, but I'll keep your number and give you a call in the spring. Well, I thought, I'm not going to be playing rugby again. Firstly, because I didn't think this guy Marty would be calling me in the spring. And plus, I reckon that like 38, it might be a little bit too old to start playing rugby. But Marty beat Marty. He did call back in the spring, and as they say in the movies, it was the start of a beautiful friendship. Not only with North Bay, but with Marty too. 1 page down, 2 to go. Ellen, Bree, and Pat used to come out and watch our home games. After a few years, Paddy said, listen, I think I'd like to try playing rugby too. He was 10 years old. And I was so happy to hear this. I said, oh, we can start up a youth rugby league. So with Brandon Friel and Bill Torello for support, we went down to Parks and Rec, and they allowed us to have a rec youth summer league. The notice went out in the PRU, the Parks and Rec flyers for the sign-ups, and a date was set in May 2001. Myself, Friel, and BT were down at the old Parks and Rec building in Havergrace, expecting a flood of kids to sign up for the best game in the world. So when I got home, Ellen said, how did it go? I just dejectedly said, we were there for 2 hours and not one person showed up. So Paddy, seeing how disappointed I was, said, listen, I can get some of my friends to come out and we can get a team together. So our first practice was Aberdeen Middle School with Paddy and 5 of his friends, and one of them being the one and only Bish. When we got home, seeing how excited we were, Ellen said, listen, I can reach out to the ADs and phys ed teachers at Harford County schools and try and get more players. Well, within a few years, we had an in-house league with 5 teams, 16 kids on each team, boys and girls from the age of 8 to 14. And so Miss Ellen, the legend, was born. And it was her who ran that program for 18 years. In 2004, Paddy was heading off to high school, and now he decided he wanted to play tackle rugby. So Ellen had put together a proposal, approached C. Milton Wright, and to see if they wanted to be the first public school in Maryland to have a rugby team. At the time, all the private schools had rugby teams like Loyola, Calvert Hall, St. Anne St. Joe's, so on, so on. Next page. And last page. In her proposal, she had included a school sponsor, which she needed. She had coaches, she had teams to play, she had a dedicated rugby field, and she had a sample rugby jersey, which Evan is wearing tonight. You see that right there? After Ellen had finished the presentation, the principal of the school said, there will never be a rugby program at St. Milton Wright. Ellen came home, not dejected, but she said, "Fuck that. We'll start our own rugby program. We'll start our own rugby program for the boys, and we'll offer a girls' tackle team too." She went through all the channels at Parks and Rec and set it up. We had our first practice on a cold February night in 2005. We had 20 boys and 20 girls practicing together in a tiny gym in that same old Parks and Rec building in Havergrace. Within a few years, both the boys team and the girls team had won state championships. And they were ranked in the top 20 high schools in all the country. Sometimes I feel like that president who had a lofty idea about walking on the moon. And that it was Ellen was the one that did all the hard work to get us there. If you can't beat them, join them. Ellen definitely did join me and deservedly beat me into the Hall of Fame by 10 years. Being part of North Bay for 25 years and getting to meet all the special people involved, I couldn't start the names because I don't want to leave anybody out, because everyone is special. And it was like walking on the moon for me. It was out of the world. Thank you all, and I love you. I do have 5 more pages here, but if you want the full version, it's in the copy of my memoirs called It's